I'm Sherman Chow. New projections show that COVID cases nationwide will continue to rise over the next few months, peaking in mid-October. Health experts believe every state in the country has reported a surge in cases, and it is being fueled by the Delta variant and unvaccinated Americans. Here in Houston, the Texas Medical Center has released new information about COVID cases for the past week. Medical Center doctors say that the number of new cases each day has doubled. Last week, on average, more than 1,000 people were testing positive for COVID-19 a day. The week before that, the daily average was 507. Hospitalizations are up as well, with the medical center hospitals admitting an average of 154 COVID patients a day. Last week, the average was less than 50. The medical center also says that its ICU is full. The first day of school now less than a month away, and the state's largest school district, HISD, remains committed to offering full in-person learning. Our Michelle Choi is at HISD headquarters with how HISD plans to do that.
Sherman, HISD says it's still working out the specifics of its reopening plan, but the district reassured families that they're committed to providing a safe learning environment as they get ready to welcome back students at full capacity come August 23rd. That's the message from the district's new superintendent, Miller House II. He was among those who attended a vaccination event this weekend organized by Representative Sheila Jackson Lee. Millard recently shared his concerns about the rise in COVID cases through a video message, saying the district is working closely with health authorities as students head back to the classroom for 100% in-person learning.
It's important for our community to understand that we take very seriously the health and safety of our students, staff, and community members to ensure that we have a strong and healthy start to our school year.
Some of the COVID protocols the district says they do have in place, providing masks upon request and allowing masks to be worn in schools. However, they won't require it due to state guidelines. The district will also keep plexiglass dividers in place, clean and disinfect all schools nightly. HISD is also encouraging students to get vaccinated. And while the district has pulled the plug on its COVID-19 case dashboard and will deactivate its emergency communicable disease plan next week, we're told a special committee will still continue to meet. Circling back to the district's back to school plan, HISD says it'll be providing more details in the coming week.